How to minimize Amazon fees and increase profits. In this video, our guest is Yoni Mazor from GETIDA, and this presentation will provide proven strategies to reduce your Amazon costs. It is very important for Amazon sellers to be aware of this and learn key strategies on how to reduce fees and increase profit. If you want to try GETIDA, check the link below. We also have special offer for you there. And also, if you like the video, make sure that you click the like button below it and subscribe to our channel. Hello Yoni, it's nice to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself and what do you do in Amazon space?
Hi everybody, my name is Yoni Mazor. I'm the co-founder and COO of GETIDA. We specialize in auditing Amazon FBA sellers for logistical and financial discrepancies and help you get back the maximum reimbursements that you're eligible from Amazon.
Sounds good. And what you will be sharing with us today in the presentation?
So today we're going to be focusing on a presentation that I find to be very useful for all types of sellers, is how to minimize Amazon fees, and by effectively doing that, increase your profits. Because obviously, if you do the same amount of sales, right, and revenue, but you pay less and less fees, usually it stays in your pocket, and that's a good thing to have. And so this is what we're going to focus about today.
All right, so let's jump to the presentation.
All right, so without further ado, this is the presentation about how to reduce Amazon fees and increase profit. A little bit about us. What's GETIDA? How do you say it? Is it GETIDA? Is it GETIDA? It doesn't really matter. It's an acronym. Okay, it stands for GET IDA, which is Get Intelligent Data Analytics. Okay, essentially we're a technology company, a data company. We have a bunch of popular services, but the most, famous one and popular one is helping Amazon sellers get back FBA reimbursements if they're eligible for it. Okay, and we believe in getting the maximum recovery and making it very, very simple for the sellers. We consider ourselves a global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements, and the reason is because we actually service Amazon sellers from all the world. So you have North America, you have Europe, you have Australia, Japan. We cover sellers from all over the world. We are an award-winning company. We won the award, the Gold Award from the American Business Awards, okay, for our dashboard technology. We do have a dedicated team of claims specialists who work on our behalf. A big part of our team is ex-Amazon employees who used to work in Amazon's departments for FBA reimbursements. So we kind of know what we're looking for and how to handle all the issues. And it's also important to mention that once we find the issue, that's our technology. But once we need to fix it, we use our team. It goes to our service team, and they handle all the back and forth elements for the sellers with Amazon. We actually track and monitor our success rate for all the cases that we open, and we're proud to say that we probably have the highest recovery rate in the industry. Okay, because our success rate is more than 75%. So for every 4 cases that we're going to open on behalf of the sellers, more than 3 cases will get reimbursed. Okay, it's very, very important to file good claims that are well researched, and Amazon could just take a look, say, yeah, no problem, here's your reimbursement, we apologize, and move on. And of course, we try to make our solutions affordable for all types of sellers. Because for our auditing service, there's no fee. It's free. It's free to join. There's no subscription fee. There's no upfront fee. There's no retainers, anything. You can cancel anytime. The model is pretty basic. It's based on a win-win proposition. So essentially, we only charge a fee. We charge a 25% fee from successful recoveries only. Okay, so if we got you $0 back, we're going to charge you $0. But of course, let's say we open the case for you and Amazon gave you $100. We're going to charge a 25% fee for that $100. So it'll be $25 for that case. That's why it makes it very affordable for any seller of any size to try us out, and it's free to join. Okay, if you're wondering where you can find us, of course you can visit GETIDA.com, but also you can visit your Amazon Seller Central account, visit the App Store. Okay, you're going to find us there as well. And this is, I guess, the beginning of my first tip for whoever's watching this video. If you're looking for any a technology provider for your Amazon account, like a tool, a software, whatever, my recommendation to you is to go visit the App Store and see if they are in the App Store, because if they are, it means that Amazon authorized them as a service provider. Okay, for example, GETIDA is an authorized service provider in the App Store, which makes it really, really good for you, because you know that now the service provider or the technology provider has 2 commitments: to you, the customer, but also to Amazon. Okay, we are like Amazon sellers. We have to abide to all the terms of service and guidelines of Amazon to be a authorized service provider on the platform. So this includes all the data, the data policy, private policy, all that stuff. And Amazon is investing $15 billion in creating their app store and making sure that they vet and scrutinize all the service providers, so they work on the highest standards and quality to take care of their sellers, because their sellers are extremely important as a revenue generator for Amazon, because third-party sellers are just growing and growing and growing more than Amazon is growing itself on its retail division. So this is kind of the first tip before even touching the hardcore fees and money. So I hope that's helpful to anybody listening and watching. All right, let's start learning. So, for us to be able to minimize fees, right, it's very important that we recognize the fees and where are they? Okay, what types of fees are there? So that's gonna be the first step. We're gonna do a quick study here on how to recognize the types of fees and what's the impact on the Amazon seller. So here we have a real case study. This is about a $10 million seller, okay? And this is like the deposit page, okay, that most sellers work for, or all the sellers work for. You work for, you create sales on Amazon, and then you expect to get paid. And this is really how it looks like, okay? This page, actually, cosmetically, they changed it a few weeks ago, but the numbers and the whole layout is kind of the same. In any case, you'll see that this seller, in this time frame of 2 weeks, they did about $437,000 in sales. That's about $10 million a year run rate. And you see over here that Amazon just says Amazon fees, right? And it's $125,000. Right? So what we did here, we're telling you as a part of the case study, from the 125,000, okay, 51,000 is related to what we call FBA fees type A, okay? And this fees type A is very simple. It's what they call the pick and pack fees. What does that mean? When you sell a product on Amazon, right, and you have an order that comes in, Amazon will pick your product from the bin, right, in the FBA warehouse. They're going to package it in a box and ship it out. And they charge a fee for that. It's called pick and pack fee. And over here, you're going to see the heavy weight. Okay, it's 51,000 out of 437,000. That's about 12% from the revenue, okay, that we're charged for this type of fee. It's very, very heavy, very big, very large, very significant. Okay, so this is the first point of recognizing the types of fees and the weight. All right, the second type of fees, I call fees type B, is here there you kind of have a better idea that's related to FBA, because they call it FBA fees. Okay, and I'm gonna this 13,000, these FBA fees are for when you buy shipping on Amazon to send it to FBA. That's called inbound shipping. You have storage fees. Okay, you have refund fees, restocking fees of FBA. It's all FBA related. And here you see there's a weight. It's 3%, because every little bit is significant, and it's 13,000 divided by 437. It's about 3%. Now let's take these two types of fees, right? Fees type A and fees type B. This seller, okay, paid 15% in FBA fees alone. This is on top, in addition to the selling fees, right? The selling fees for this seller is about 17%. So altogether, if you take the 17 plus 15, is 32%. Okay, the seller paid to Amazon in fees. So for every dollar of revenue that the seller generated, 32 cents goes to Amazon for all their fees, okay? And then 68 cents goes to the seller. So if a seller is able to reduce these fees, to 31 cents, 30 cents, 29 cents, that money will stay in their pocket. That's kind of the purpose of this presentation, okay? All right, now that we understand and we have an awareness of what types of fees are there, now we're going to touch a few examples and tips on what can be done to minimize them, and by doing it, increasing your profit, right? The first basic tip, okay, is package smaller, okay, lighter, okay, and smarter, all right? And why? Because remember the pick and pack fees that I mentioned, right? The amount of fees that Amazon charges you for the picking and packing is determined by the weight and the dimension of your product. So the heavier and larger your product is, the higher this fee will be, right? So in order to minimize that, what you need to do as a seller, make sure to ship it as smallest and lightest as possible. Okay, I'm gonna give here a simple example. You have a basketball, or any ball, right? You have a ball and it's inflated. Okay, because it's inflated, it's gonna be over 10 inches. Amazon might charge you, let's say, $10 for picking and packing it, okay, for every time you made an order, all right, an Amazon order. But if you do a simple thing, you deflate it, you don't send it with all this air, you deflate it so it goes all the way down to this size, okay, this dimension, then Amazon will charge you only $3.50. So here you have an opportunity to save $6.50 per order. Let's say you sold 1,000 units. That's going to be $6,500 that's going to stay in your pocket if you are aware of this, of what's going on, and you're able to minimize the weight and dimensions of your products as much as possible. Okay, this is the first entry level. I also want to mention, I guess, a few more things. One thing is that it doesn't only affect the pick and pack fees, it also affects the storage fees. Because Amazon charges once a month a storage fee for FBA products that did not sell, that are just sitting in their warehouse. They charge a monthly storage fee. So of course, if you have smaller items and lighter items, okay, they're going to charge you less. And the more you have larger items and heavier items, they're going to charge more. So bottom line, it affects your pick and pack fees and your storage fees. So now it kind of brings me to the next point of awareness. Selling on Amazon is not like selling on regular stores. Okay, the time when you sell in regular stores, let's say Walmart, Target, so wherever you are in the world and you know you're a business and you sell products, selling on regular stores and selling on Amazon is different. And why? You know, when you sell in the stores, the brands, what they try to do is they create packages which are big, shiny, right? And why? Because they want to get the place on the shelf, because everybody is fighting for the place on the shelf. So you want to make sure you have a nice packaging that screams to the consumers, touch me, hold me, and buy me, because that's how they kind of make the sale. It has to be very cool packaging. It can be flashy with metal and whatever. And Amazon, this is not the case. It's okay. Your shelf on Amazon is your listing. Okay, so when the consumers come in, that's your shelf. The way the pictures are there, the content, if it's enhanced brands content or not, your PPC campaigns, all that packaging, that's how you sell your product on Amazon. Okay, you got to invest a lot into that, because the moment you did that and the consumers, they paid, that's it. No matter what you do, they're going to get their items from Amazon in an Amazon box with a smiley on it. Okay, or an envelope, and then when they open it, you know, they're gonna find your products, but they already made the purchase. So you can make it nice and elegant, you know, packaging, but make it smart, make it light. Do not, you know, make it not heavy. All right, this is very important to have this awareness. So if all your products you're just selling on Amazon, it should be easier for you to do, right? Just make sure you play, you know, you play by the best strategy. But of course, if you sell to other stores, maybe it's good for you to have a version for the stores, and maybe a different kind of version for Amazon, where you can minimize the packaging and save on a lot of fees. Because we saw the weight that had with our case study, it was, you know, 12%. So every percent you lower the pick and pack will just help you a lot. All right, now that we're aware about, you know, all the fees and we try to do it as small as possible and you know, play our strategy the right way, it leads us to the next thing to be aware of. Even if you did all that work and now you're down to the bare minimum, right? Your weight and dimensions and the fees that you're paying, that's not enough. Next thing you're gonna have to do is to make sure to keep track, okay, your packaging dimension. All right, you want to keep track of it. Why? Because the data inside Amazon's system and Sell Essential might change, and it's not gonna be in your favor. So let's go back to our example. You're able to create, you know, your product with the minimum weight and dimensions, and they only need to charge you $3.50 every time they pick and pack it. But then something happened, the data changed, and now instead of charging you $3.50, they charge you $10. Okay, I'm gonna give two examples how this can happen, but there's many reasons why it can happen. I'm gonna give two examples which I find to be interesting. The first one is Amazon once in a while, okay, they take your product and they throw it to a big machine. They call it a cubic scan machine. Okay, a cubic scan machine, they throw it in there, and if for whatever reason, this is your product, okay, but for whatever reason, maybe you package it in a plastic bag, and this plastic bag is also with it, and it distorts. Okay, it's flapping around, right? It's just hanging loose your nylon, and Amazon sees, oh, it's not 8 inches. Because of that, it added another 5 inches. We increase the weight and dimensions. That's noise. That's data noise. You want to eliminate that. Another example, if your product is a handbag, sometimes you have a strap, right? The strap is hanging loose. You put it through the machine. Amazon thinks it's a larger item. So this is an honest mistake by Amazon that can happen, okay, that you need to be aware of, and that's where you got to keep track and monitor the weight and dimensions. The second type of example, which I find to be even more interesting, is sellers who get attacked by their competitors. What does that mean? I'm your competitor. We're kind of selling the same products. I want to hurt you. How do I hurt you? I do something very simple. I take your ASIN, I go and Sell Essential, I add this ASIN to my account. I never sell it. I never offer it. Well, what I do is I change all your information, all your data in the system. So I increase it. I tell Amazon, instead of being, you know, a charge of charging at $3.50, I inflate your weight and dimension. It says 30 inches, 30 pounds, very heavy. And now Amazon is overcharging you a lot, again and again. Okay? And that's what they call an offensive issue where you get attacked. That's why it's very important that sellers keep track and monitoring on this issue. And even more importantly, why they have to track and monitor is because there's only 90 days, okay, of a window that Amazon will reimburse you. What does that mean? You find that Amazon overcharged you $6,500, right? There's 90 days, you sold 1,000 units, they overcharge you $6,500 per unit. So total $6,500 they owe you. Okay, if it's within 90 days, you open a case, they're gonna give you that money back. But if it's anything beyond the 90 days, they're not going to give you back. So we do recommend sellers to do this checkup every 90 days. Because if you're going to do this, let's say only once a year, right? And the whole year they charge you $100,000 with pick and pack overcharge fees. But in the last 90 days, they only charge you $30,000. They're going to give you $30,000. That's $70,000 from beforehand. You're not going to get back. So that's why sellers need to know the rules of the game. You have 90 days. Okay, to get the money back. So check it every 90 days. And of course, if it's too hard for anybody, okay, it's a little bit of a confusing, we're offering a free tool here. You can always visit GETIDA.com/dimensions. Okay, and when you visit that area, you're gonna see there's gonna be a free template for you, so you can keep track and monitoring your SKU, your ASIN, everything. Okay, so just a free template for your convenience, so you can have a tracker. So once again, every 90 days, make sure to do that checkup. All right, and if you, of course, if you see any changes that are not in your favor, that Amazon's overcharging you, you're gonna be ready to deal with it right away. You open a case, you tell Amazon, hey, this is the ASIN, please update the information, and they usually do. So going forward, you save all those fees, and going backwards, you get the reimbursement for the overcharge. But here I'm a little bit excited to tell you, the free template that we have is one thing that we can offer you. The second thing is actually this, it's a new release. Okay, if you visit GETIDA.com and sign up, it's free to sign up. It doesn't cost anything. You're going to get access to our dashboard. You're going to get free access to our dashboard. And here on the left side, you see we have an area called Pick and Pack. We have a Pick and Pack module. Okay, and this module, you're going to be able to do this inside the dashboard. It's going to take all of Amazon's information on your account, on your ASINs. So you see here the ASINs. They already have Amazon's data. And then you're going to be able to put your information that you know. You're the brand, you're the manufacturer, you're the seller. You have the information. You put the length, width, height, okay, and the weight, and you click Save. And then we're able to know what's going on and help you basically do the checkups. You can do it on the dashboard level, or if you click here on export table, you're gonna export a file. That file is already gonna have Amazon's information on your account. Okay, so you're gonna be able to take the file, see all the data, and then add your data and really quickly be able to discover the issues. Okay, you can do it on yourself, or if you really want us to help, what you can do is, this is the free area. You can upgrade your account, okay, and enable us to help you and open cases on your behalf, and we're gonna be able to take care of this for you. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. We're gonna open the cases with Amazon, explain to them what's going on. If there's more information needed, we're gonna give them. We're gonna do all the back and forth, and we're only gonna charge you a fee if we're successful in getting you the reimbursement. Okay, so it's free. If we're gonna do all this work and nothing happened, we got you $0 back. You pay $0. So it's basically free to try, and we make it very simple. All right, so now here's another opportunity to save on fees. Okay, this is kind of interesting because there's two stages for the seller. This is the stage before you create a listing on Amazon. You got to make sure that you pick the right category and you pick it wisely. Okay, but also if you're already selling stuff on Amazon, there might be opportunity for you to optimize your selling your category and the selling fees. Okay, let's touch a simple example here. All right, you have a PC that you want to sell, right, on Amazon. All right, and you say, all right, when I usually buy a PC, I go to the electronics store, so I'm gonna list it on the electronics category on Amazon. If you do that, it might be okay, but you're gonna pay 8% in selling fees. Okay, so for every $1 that you sell with this PC, you're gonna pay 8 cents to Amazon. But if you look closely, there's another category called PC category. So you can even call it a subcategory. So this is called PC category, and it only charges 6%. Okay, this is the right category for you. That's what it's optimized. So let's say you did $1 million a year selling your laptops or your PC. Okay, if you list it on the electronics category, they're going to charge you $80,000 in fees, in selling fees. But it's a shame because if you would have done it on the PC category, which is optimized to what you're selling, you would only pay $60,000. So here the difference is $20,000. Okay, so sellers need to be aware. The best way to check is go to your Amazon Sell Essential account. On the top right, there's a search bar, and write down selling fees. Is going to give you the whole menu, and look at the menu and look where you fit best in the menu and see if there's an opportunity for you to save on fees. I'm going to give another example. Here's an example of a watch. You want to sell a watch on Amazon. You say, when I usually buy watches, I go to a jewelry store, so I'm gonna list it on the jewelry category on Amazon. The jewelry category on Amazon, they charge 20% fee, selling fee. And that would be kind of a mistake. Why? Because if you look closely again, you'll see that there's a watch category. And the watch category is 16%. 16, right? So here, let's take a $1 million case again. You sell $1 million worth of the watches a year on Amazon. On the jewelry category, you're going to be paying $200,000 in selling fees. But if you were to list it on the watch category, you would be paying $160,000. So here you have a $40,000 difference, and that $40,000 is all yours for the grab. Okay, so once again, you have the category fees and selling fees. There's opportunities to save over there. There's nuance. So we do recommend everybody to take a look and see if there's opportunity to list on the category that serves you best, but also minimizes your fees. Okay, now here, this is kind of the bread and butter of what we do here, GETIDA. This is a good opportunity for all the sellers to increase profit. And I'm going to give a few explanations and examples here. Okay, so when you sell on Amazon FBA, of course, there's issues that can happen with your inventory. All right, you want to ship 1,000 units to Amazon's warehouse. All right, you shipped 1,000 units, but instead of getting 1,000 units, they got 990 units. So there's 10 units missing. You're eligible for reimbursement. Amazon will reimburse you for that. And Amazon's very nice because when they reimburse you, they don't just reimburse you for the cost of the product. They reimburse you if you sold that unit on Amazon. Okay, that's why Amazon sellers need to do the maximum they can do to get all the reimbursements that they're eligible for, right? Because if you don't, you kind of lose twice. The first thing you lose is the money that you invested into the product, the inventory. And the second thing you lose is your profit. Because like I mentioned, when Amazon gives you a reimbursement, they pay you as if you sold that unit on Amazon. And that usually includes a profit. Okay, so I gave a basic example where you ship your products into Amazon, but of course, once your products are already in Amazon's warehouses, things can get lost, damaged, destroyed, disappear. In between warehouses, when Amazon, transfers your products from Kentucky to California or California to Texas, whatever it is, things happen there. When Amazon ships your products from the warehouse to the consumers, to the clients, right, the customers, from the customers back to Amazon, Amazon back to the seller, all these logistical friction points, things happen all the time. And of course, like I mentioned, there's also financial discrepancies. What I gave an example earlier, where Amazon overcharges on the weight and dimension pick and pack fees. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity to get recoveries. And statistically speaking, we see that the discrepancy rate can range between 1 to 3%. Okay, so if you're $1 million seller, you're probably going to be eligible to get between $10,000 to $30,000 back in FBA reimbursements. So your mission is, of course, if you're right now, you're getting $10,000, but you're really eligible for 15, you got to do whatever you can to get that extra 5% or that $5,000. Okay. Sorry, not, just the $5,000. And another thing to be aware of is that there's rules to this game. Amazon, for most types of issues, they give 18 months to look back. That's why a lot of sellers, when the first time they do the audit, they look back 18 months, they see a wave of money that they're owed, okay, which is pretty cool. So most issues are 18 months. Inbound, when you ship stuff to Amazon, that's limited to 9 months. Okay, it's important to highlight that. And the example that we gave earlier with the weight and dimensions overcharges, that's limited to 90 days. Okay, so all in, you got about 18 months, 9 months, and 90 days. And, as the years go by, we see that usually Amazon narrows down and down and down the time frames available. That's why auditing in timely manner is very, very important. You can wait 17 months before you claim your reimbursement, but why? Do it as soon as possible. Get the money that you owed back to you in your pocket, and take that money and invest it into your business. Keep creating more products. Invest more into your branding, your advertising, your PPC. It's better in your pocket than anywhere else, right? As a business. And of course, when you open cases with Amazon, don't open too many cases at once, and especially if they're not really well researched. So make sure you got to comply to the terms of service, because Amazon is telling you, listen, things might happen in FBA. First of all, we're going to automatically reimburse you for anything that we find, which is cool, very nice of them. But then they tell you in the terms of service that anything that they don't find, it's up to the seller to discover. Okay, to discover and let them know. But once you do the discovery, make sure you're accurate. Don't just open cases without really understanding what's going on, because if you're going to open a lot of cases, they're going to say, no. That's not going to reflect well in your account, because you're wasting their time. This is very valuable time that the Amazon team can use to help some other seller who's a professional. He open every case that he opens, they look at the information, say, okay, we're sorry, here's your reimbursement. Okay, so make sure you do it like a pro. And of course, If it's too complicated, too much of a headache, you can't even deal with this, reach out. There's companies out there who help with this. It happens to be that GETIDA is one of them. So if you need our help, we'll be more than happy to help you. And like we mentioned, it's free to join. You only pay if we get you your money back. But we do encourage sellers to do the maximum they can do on their own, independently. Okay. And then once you're done, we can come in and clean it. Everything that you left behind, we can clean it. So we work hand in hand with a lot of sellers who have in-house teams or other service providers. GETIDA can always come in and clean everything that's being left behind. Because like we mentioned, it's better in your pocket, all this money, than just leaving it behind and not taking it. Now, here's a little bit of an explanation of the impact. Okay, what kind of impact FBA auditing and reimbursements can have on the bottom line of a seller. Okay, so we have a real case study here. There's a seller who did around $18 million a year, right, on FBA, and they sold 300,000 units. Okay, of which about 9,000 units got affected. So over here you see it's on the higher range of the spectrum. We mentioned it's between 1 to 3% of discrepancy rate. Here it's about 2.8%. Amazon automatically reimbursed about 1.3% of the stuff, and the 1.5% left, you know, GETIDA, we help them get the reimbursements, and the 1.5% was about $115,000. Okay, $151,000. It's a point here, but it's actually a dash, so it's $151,000. And this $151,000 that we got back, the impact was 11% increase to the bottom line. You can see it over here. Before GETIDA, the gross profit was 1.3 million, and we added about 151,000, and that pushed the bottom line by 11%. So you can see that 1% from the top line pushed the bottom line by like 11%. So the impact is huge because all your cost structures stay the same, and all this money that comes back from the dead, it goes straight to your bottom line, and that makes an impact. Okay, so we do recommend auditing your account, making sure you maximize on it so you can increase your profit, right? And of course, if you need a little bit of incentive to try us out and get some help with this regard, we did prepare a special offer for, you know, whoever's watching this presentation. If you go to getida.com, you click on sign up, there's an area from promo code. You just enter this promo code, which is orange Klik with the KLIK. The first $400 that we're gonna get for you in FBA reimbursements will be absolutely free. You're not gonna pay a penny. Okay, this way you can try us out. If you got your $400 and you had a good experience and you would like to stay, you're welcome to stay. And if you're not, you want to leave, that's okay as well. The main idea here is to help, and really our mission is to empower the sellers community. Do whatever that we have in our power to help you, okay, grow, become better, be successful, because the more you do and you stay for many, many years, we're going to be there as well. Okay, so overall, our mission is to empower you. So if anybody needs an incentive, this is available for you. You know, we highly recommend that. And of course, if you have any questions, you need assistance of any kind, you can always reach out to us on getida.com. We have a contact us page or a chat, but also you can email me directly at yoni@getida.com. That's pretty much it. I want to mention that beyond just the money and the reimbursements, we do a lot of consulting. Once you become a client, we'll help you consulting. You know, if you get challenges with logistics, finance, suspensions, legal, tax, stuff like that, you know, we'll consult you as much as we can for free. We're not going to charge you a penny. And if we can't help you ourselves, we're going to refer you to people from the industry who are trustworthy and helping you in the best and highest quality possible. So essentially, you know, we have our own community with us that we help to empower them and help them to stay successful for years to come. So don't be shy. Stay in touch. I wish everybody the best of luck, much success, and you know, have a great show.
Thank you very much, Yoni, for this energetic presentation. Could you tell us, where do you get money the most? From what kind of, I don't know, issues with Amazon or mistakes by Amazon?
Okay, this is a very good question. It's a little bit of a tricky question because it also depends on the profile of the sellers, the profile of the products. Some products tend to break. Some products don't get broken at all. Let's say you're selling glass cups, that tends to break more, right? But if you're selling some plastic handkerchiefs or whatever, or even a handkerchief, it doesn't tend to break. But overall, high level, obviously, we see a lot of issues when you first send your products into Amazon. We see a lot of issues coming there. So we call this the inbound reconciliation process. We see a lot of things happen there. And the second thing will be when your product's already in Amazon's warehouses. Okay, you know, things get lost, damage, destroyed inside the warehouse or between the warehouses or between Amazon to the sellers, the consumers back to Amazon. and that's so, you know, and financially that will be the third. So first is inbound, second is already inside the warehouse, third will be more of the financial stuff. But for example, sometimes the financial issue can be much more than all of them together. If somebody attacked you and Amazon overcharged you, let's say $20 per unit, right? Every time you sold it, and you sold 10,000 units, that's going to be $200,000 of, you know, in 90 days that you got overcharged because, you know, there was wrong information. So sometimes these financial discrepancies could be big, big, big. So once again, depends on the profile, depends on the scenario, but high level, inbound, once in the warehouse, and then financial stuff.
All right, thank you very much, Yoni. So those who want to try GETIDA's service, please find the links below in the description of this video. And thanks a lot, Yoni, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye. If you want to get help to get Amazon FBA reimbursements, check the link below in the description for GETIDA's service. Also, you'll find in the description special offer by them. And now I would like to invite you to watch other video which is quite popular on our channel, and here we talk about A+ content, how to craft it so that you get maximum conversions from your product listing.